Hi, welcome to my channel. My mission is simple, to make you money. Today I will teach you the basics of sports betting. By subscribing to this channel, I guarantee that you will make money on sports betting in the long run. We will start this series by explaining the simple concept of betting odds. To properly understand sports betting, you need to understand odds. Odds provide a measure of likelihood of a particular outcome. And odds must always be seen in context of probability. Let's look at some simple examples. If we get odds 2 on a team, the probability, if the game was fair, of winning would be 100 divided by 2 equals 50%. If a team gives odds of 10, the probability of winning would be 100 divided by 10 equals 10%. This means that you lose 90% of the time. Same with odds 1000. 100 divided by 1000 equals 0.1%. This means that you lose 99.9% of the time. The so-called safe odds does not exist, but the probability may be greater than the odds indicate. More on that to be followed. The odds should always be seen as a probability of an outcome. Everything else is wrong, no matter what anyone tells you. Now I will explain the concept of value in sports betting. One of the hardest things to explain to people that are betting is the concept of value. Our goal is to find an undervalued odds in which the probability of winning is higher than the odds suggest. If you have an odds of 2, you must have a probability of more than 50% before you have found a value bet. Value can be defined by the odds times the probability of winning should be higher than 100%. If the formula gives a number higher than 100% in expected return, you have found value. This simple formula is the key to success. The odds times the probability of winning should be higher than 100%. If Real Madrid is playing against Roma and you find an odds of 1.8 on Real Madrid winning against Roma, you can quickly make the calculation. 100 divided by 1.8 equals 55.55%. You must therefore place a chance assessment on the odds. If you assess that the chance of Real Madrid winning is more than 55.55%, then you have found a value play. If you assess that the chance is lower than 55.55%, you will lose money in the long run. So Real Madrid is given a 55.55% probability of winning, and you estimate that there is a 62% chance. You say 1.8 times 62 equals 111.6%. You should make a profit of 11.6% of your betting. You have an odds of 2 and you estimate that there is a 60% chance of winning. You use the calculation 2, which is the odds, times 60, which is the probability, equals 120%. In other words, your expected return is 120%. Every time you bet $100, you should make a profit of $20 in the long run. What not to do is to bet without value. If you have an odds of 2 and the odds only gives a 45% chance of winning, you end up with 90% in expected value. This means that you lose $10 every time you bet $100. The margins from success to failure are very slim. The bookmaker's margin. Bookmakers basically do not make their money on whether you lose one bet. They make their money through their margin. Let's look at some examples to understand the bookmaker's margin. You find a match where over 2.5 goals and under 2.5 goals gives odds 1.9. Logically, you can estimate that there is a 50-50 chance for the game, because regardless of the outcome, the game ends up with either over or under 2.5 goals. 1.90 times 50 equals 95%. This means that you have only 95% in expected repayment on the odds. Bookmakers do not pay 100% back, and if you play both outcomes, you end up losing money. Therefore, you only bet on the outcome you find most likely, and this probability must be more than 100 divided by 1.9 equals 52.63%. Otherwise, you have a bet with no value. So the conclusion is that an odds is an expression of probability, and our goal is to find an odds that have a greater probability than the bookmaker's estimate.